Next to European 4-in-1, Byzantine is probably one of the most widely recognized chainmail weaves. It is also considered a very beginner-friendly chainmail weave to learn. So if you've been wanting to dip your toes into the world of chainmail, this is a great weave to start with. Byzantine is best made with rings that have an AR or aspect ratio of 3.5. This example here is 16 standard wire gauge or SWG 7/32 jump rings. This example here is 18 SWG 5/32 jump rings. Once you learn this base weave, there's also tons of variations that you can learn. Like, for example, this Byzantine ladder or this Romanov bracelet, which is units of Byzantine that are then woven around crystals or beads. Let me show you how to make it. To start, you're going to create a 2-in-2 chain that is just 3 units long. And what I mean by a 2-in-2 chain is 2 jump rings into 2 jump rings into 2 jump rings. This top set of jump rings, we are going to fold back. So they are now tucked underneath the pair that was in the middle. The pair that was in the middle is now on top. We're going to spread those rings apart, and then we are picking up the rings that we folded back. Like so. And there's one, and then we're going to add a second jump ring. And it should look like this. To these 2 jump rings that we just added, we are going to add 2 jump rings. Now, to these 2 jump rings that we just added, we are going to add another 2 jump rings. These jump rings that are on top then get folded back. The ones underneath are now sitting on top. They're going to spread apart, and we are weaving our ring through the pair of folded back jump rings, going in between the rings that are sitting on top. So it should look like this. To these jump rings, we're going to add 2. And to the jump rings we just added, we're going to add 2 more. Once again, these rings that are at the top of our chain, we're folding them back so they're sitting underneath that second pair. That second pair now sits on top. We spread it apart, and we're weaving through the jump rings we folded back and in between the rings that we spread apart. And you'll notice as you're weaving that your connection rings will switch orientation every time. And it'll just keep going back and forth like that. Excuse me. So one more time, to this top pair of jump rings, we are adding 2. Add another 2 to the rings we just added. This top set of rings get folded back. ones that are on top now get spread apart, and we are picking up those jump rings that we folded back. And that's literally all there is to it. I mean, it's so easy. My 10-year-old learned how to do it. So again, you're just going to add 2, 2, fold back, and then you're weaving through those rings that you folded back in between the rings you spread apart on top. And you just keep doing that until you get the length you want, whether you make a necklace or a bracelet. If you enjoyed this tutorial and there are any other weaves that you would like me to demonstrate, leave them in the comments. And as always, happy weaving.